Hi folks, welcome. Welcome for participation of our monthly stream, and this month we will not present you a new devices, but we want to present you a new application features. And maybe some of you already test them and see them because they arrive in your mobile phone and also on your browser. It's called Premium features of the Shelly app. Why we make them? We make them because many of the customers ask us to add additional features and more flexibility in the application. Unfortunately, application is free, and if you have a Shelly devices, you can use them with all existing and also future features without paying anything. But there is a features which cost us additional money. We need additional storage, or you need additional processing time, and for this reason we decide to have for these customers which want more flexibility and want to use the full potential of the Shelly app and Shelly devices, to offer them subscription service, a premium services, which I want to show you. And not only at the end of the stream, I want to show what come and what will be next. And next, and the next is not mean will be in the premium next, but what will be the main features which will make a Shelly app much more affordable for everyone and for everyday usage. Thank you very much. Let's now switch to the premium, and let's show. I will start showing one by one the features and explain you and make examples how to use them. Okay, for this one it's my browser. Here, every one of you can control their homes not only for the mobile phone, but also from any PC and browser or tablet on the wall. And yes, this looks really amazing from the browser. What you need to do, just open control.shelly.cloud or control.shelly.com. In these cases, you will be able to log in Shelly application and use it from your PC. It's much easier to set up the scenes and everything. The only one what we cannot do that is you cannot add the devices. For this one, you need your mobile phone. And everything which I show you today is possible to be used from the application and also from your browser. At first, okay, this is my dashboard, but there is a premium plan. If you already subscribe, you will see the same logo on the right side, but if not, you will see just a basic. If you press, you can see the short explanation of the features. And now I will start showing one by one and what exactly is the difference between the basic and the premium. Basic is everything which we have now. For example, extended event walk. Until now, you have a walk from the 5 last events sent from any of your device at your home. But with premium, we extend this number to 100. And I will show how usable is this one. For example, if I go on my dashboard and check activity walk, basically it's very huge walk with everything which happens in your home. It's not just for a day or two, but if I scroll down, you can see that, for example, the first is coming from the 13 December 2022. Yeah, because we're testing these features so long, and I have a really huge walk from what happens in my home. But not only, it's very useful if you go, for example, I go one of the motion sensors. Let's see which one in the workshop. Yeah, there is a motion sensors. And here on the right side, if I press to see the walk, you can see that there is all events and all motions detected from many days, which you're able, for example, to use that for the security. This is the 100. For example, my walk is starting for 22 of July, and continuing to today for this motion sensor. But not only, if this is the just a relay, then in the walk you can check exactly this relay is switched on and off, and is much detailed work than before. And this is about this feature. For this feature, of course, we need additional storage, because for every of you, which is the premium customers, we need to store all data continuously, much longer and much more events. When I switch back, then is the extended statistic data visualization. And this is especially made for the energy consumption. Until now, the customers can see the hour, the minimum resolution is 1 hour. And you can see how much the consumption is for the last hour. But here we give you options to see the consumption every minute, and we storing data for every power measurement device in your house every minute. I can give you the example. If I go to the overview of the whole account, I don't know, did you see it? But after that I can show how you can make it exactly like that. There is a lot of devices, and for overall you can see the total consumption in money and in kilowatts hours for the per hour, and this for the last day. And this is the minimum resolution for all basic minimum resolution. But there for the premium plan, you can have additional options for hourly resolution. If I choose it, then you can see that every minute there is information what is going with consumption and what happens. You can choose a different periods during the day, for example, and you can see the minute resolution of the consumption, which sometimes is important if you want to detect a peaks, or if you want to detect some when something is switching on and off for visualization, and also for statistics is much better. It's not only here. If you choose one of your devices, let's see something which is working all the time. Yeah, there's a one pump which is working now, and what we can see here, I can open the here for the full screen like that. You see the hourly consumption. But if I switch to consumption per minute, then you can see exactly how much is consuming every minute, and what happens in every minute with the consumption of this device. And yeah, this is also you can compare this consumption by minute with the day before, and to see there is a difference. Now let's continue with the next one. It's additional Alexa virtual action. Basically, I cannot show you at the moment so much, but you know that you can create a scenes, Alexa scenes based, and create the virtual buttons in Alexa. In this case, what we can do at the moment, you're limited to three virtual actions which you can execute on Alexa with the Shelly devices. But for the premium plan, we extend this option to 100 scenes, which I think is it's more than everybody needed. But it's something which we achieved, and we can do that. And now I will continue with the most interesting feature. This is the weather information widget. As you see on my dashboard on the right side, there is information about the weather, current weather, and the weather forecast for the next few hours. It's not only like that, but if you want to choose for the first time, you can push a button and you can choose, for example, if I choose Munich, I can see the weather stations is based, it's around the Munich, and I can choose one of them, for example. To find the closest weather station, you can push a location button, and then automatically the app will show you the weather station around you, and you can choose one of them. Based of this, the all data on the right side will be shown, but not only, this is somehow connect to the next feature, and this is the weather forecast scene execution. It's not only weather forecast, but also it's execution based of the sunrise and sunset. Now this is possible only from the Shelly devices inside for to make a schedules based on the sunrise and sunset of the particular device, but not a scene. If you want to trigger the scenes based on the sunrise and sunset, you should have this service, the weather service. And I can show what we can do with this. Let's go to the all scenes. I have a many, but let's create one new scenes. First, I need to name it. Choose, for example, the icon for this scene, into which room to be placed. Let's say in the garden room. And then in conditions, there is two different options which is coming with the premium plan. The first one is weather forecast based. When you choose it, then you need to choose the prediction period. It's not the current weather, because sometimes the current weather is not correct. It is much better, for example, not when it starts raining, to close your cover on shadows, but to make it a little bit before. Then you can choose a scene which will be triggered a few hours before something happens. If I choose for the last hour, I have options. If there is a cloudy, about the wind direction, about the wind force, if it's expecting, chance of precipitation, temperature or humidity. And this is the options. And when we talk about the rain, the precipitation, what I can do? If the chances precipitations is more than, let's say, 60%, which means probably in this hour it's probably there will be rain, then you can choose it. And you can continue. And based on this weather forecast, you can add a condition. For example, if there is a chance to rain, I can choose my my living room, for example. There is a curtain, a big curtain, and I can close it because the rain is expected. Of course, you can set some active time, is not needed, and yeah, you can, if you want to test the scenes, and you can execute it immediately, no matter there is no rain. But I disable this one, and I create a scene here, the new one. Let's publish this. I think I put it in the garden. Yeah, weather, and there you can see that if there is a scene from the right side, you can change it from there easily. You can change the condition. You can choose a different kind of the condition. You can increase and decrease the chance of rain from in the last hour, and yeah, you can do much more automation using this information. Same with the temperature. You can choose above and under what temperature scenes to be executed. About the clouds, there you have a plenty of option. When the sky is clear, when the cloud is low cloud cover, scattered clouds, or partially cloudy weather, or it's cloudy weather. You can choose one of these conditions, which will happen in an hour. It's also option that is possible to use for irrigation with the rain, with the clouds. You can increase and decrease the irrigation to control some covers and everything. When you talk about the wind direction, there is also a lot of options, and you can choose, depends from where the wind is coming, to make a scene. About the wind force, we make it much easier. We don't need to put some kilometer per hour or mile per hour. You need just to choose for what you're looking for. For example, if there is a storm, then you can close your curtain. And also about the options, when the wind force, chance for precipitation, I show you. About the temperatures, is just below and up, and this is the humidity. Probably when it's raining, the humidity is going higher, and you can also use this one as a rain detection. This is the first option, but there is one more: sunrise and sunset based scenes. When you choose it, then you can choose options sunrise and sunset, and you can choose here, for example, 1 hour before sunset, after sunset, let's say before sunset, or sunrise. You can choose from here. You can make the automation, and for example, let's not this one, but you can add. You can select a room, and let's say kitchen. There is a kitchen LED, turn on Shelly device, and that give you an option to switch on the lights for this one. But not only this one, you can choose a group action, and for the group action, you can choose a group from the living room. Let's see, there is no group, but okay, there is a group. For example, all lights could be switched on. All lights in the group lights could be switched on 1 hour before the 1 hour before the sunset. And you can save it. This is the kitchen light, this is the lights. and that's everything that which we need to do. And these scenes already changed. You can see that I will trigger these scenes based on the weather conditions. What we will do? What the next? It's something which is very important. Something which I use more than 6 months, and I'm really happy with this service. This is the forgotten whites reminder. 6 months ago, we decided to have 2 features: forgotten whites reminder and device failure detection, for which we need to increase the number of the servers because we want to add the EI functionality in our cloud, which detect and analyzing the usual pattern of the white usage and also the pattern of the consumption of the devices. Based on this, just a week after you will be subscribed for the premium plan, we will start receiving messages, notification and emails if there is some whites forgotten by you. And it's work like a magic. And now, a few months later, I can tell there is no mistake if you have an email which looks like that, or together with notification on your phone, there is a white which is forgotten, and just with clicking go to device or from notification, you can go and switch it off. Currently also working on something else, that's because I asking for this one. Personally asking because sometimes during the night I going in the bed and some whites is forgotten, and I see that at the morning that this happens, but it's too late. The whole night the whites is on. We will add one features in our scenes. Then it's you can allow EI to switch off the whites if detect that there's forgotten, but not for all the whites. You can choose which whites to be switched off from the EI if you want to do that. Otherwise, you can do by yourself. But at the moment, for me, this is safe extremely amount of energy and money, because there is no day, there is no single day there is not some whites forgotten from the kids in the bedroom somewhere, but it happens. And very rarely, but time to time, usually, for example, just imagine that you have a guest and you stay in the middle of the night and there is a party, then maybe the AI could make a mistake and tell, oh, you may forget the whites in your living room, which this is nothing bad. If you make a party every night, in a few days, the AI will stop talking about this one, because he knows that you're a party guy and you can do that usually. But yeah, this is about the forgotten whites reminder, and I promise you, you will be just like me. We will be happy with this service, and we will be very satisfied how it works, and how the AI analyzing the consumption pattern and everything. Then the next one, additional dashboard. At the moment, we are limited to 5 dashboards, but premium plan will allow this dashboard to be extended. There's more and more tabs, and this is very useful, for example, to add more dashboards, because this is somehow is a easy way for and shortcut to automate your home and to control your home. Now, for example, I add one more. Now, why I can show what I do. For example, this is the main dashboard. When I open, here is the garage door, front door, something which I usually use every day. Then this is the temperatures in our room, and you can see that it's hot. Yeah, now it's summer, it's hot, and you can do that. Then it's about my heating system. There is all kind of the TRVs which I have, and I can control one by one from here, not from the group. There's additional dashboard which show all rooms, which is the underground, and you can work and you can choose them. From here we have a really easy way to go there. If you have a special, for example, this is for the pool, we make it just to show you that this is the pool. You can show you how this looks like a room, but some specified devices could be irrigation system, could be the room. Yeah, it's just example. If I rename this one scenes to irrigation, and I want to have a fast access to irrigation devices and scenes, I can create it, and then, okay, the scenes is renamed. Now I can choose the devices. Currently they are in a garden, irrigation front, irrigation back, irrigation dots, and irrigation middle. Now, from here I can control my irrigation system, but not only. If I have a scene in the cloud which is connected with the irrigation, let's say, let's found one of them. Okay, these weather scenes which I make for example, and then here, just in one dashboard, we can choose a part of devices which is have some proprietary usage for something, and they will be accessible directly from the first screen of your phone or for the first screen of the browser. And we extend this one because the moment is limited, but now in the premium plan, as you see, it's instead 5 dashboards. Now we can have 20, and 20 is plenty. You can do everything with what you want. And then is the additional widgets. This is something which is also we limit because every widget is take a memory and additional resources for us. And this is at the moment they are limited from, let's check, from 40 widgets, which basically this is something which nobody need more than 40 widgets for each dashboard, but we extend to 80. And this is sometimes complementary because it's still enough. And 2 more functions which we're working for. The EI is not only working at the moment, is the EI is study not only for the forgotten wise reminder, but at the moment it's we give him lots of data and analyzing the potential failure detection of the devices. What mean the device failure detection? From one side, just imagine that there is a fridge which usually have a pattern of work on and off of some pattern. And if the freon is going on in the fridge, or the fridge is not closed well, then the insulation is not good anymore, then this pattern will start changing. And the job of the EI is to analyze that something going wrong and to give you, okay, there is a device which maybe is not working as expected. And this is the opposite, if there is no power consumption at all for something, which is usually exactly as a fridge, which usually consuming energy every minute and every hour, or 10 minutes usage, 10 minutes don't use the energy, then again immediately we will receive notification from EI that something happens and the consumption is not as expected, and you need to check the device which is behind the Shelly, which monitoring the consumption of the device. And these are the many cases. This is working for what we're working now is working also with HVAC systems. If the filter in the HVAC is going dirty, the HVAC increase slowly the consumption, and the EI will tell you that something is wrong and you need to check it. It's so many cases, and we need more time. It's here, we use it at the moment, and maybe we'll start activating you because it's for the EI. This is the more data, mean the more knowledge and more information which could be analyzed and to give much more correct prediction and information about the potential failure detection or failure that just something shit happens and stop working. And the last one, which we working on it, is monthly energy reports. This is here from this bar. And you can see the data, and after that you can see what happens from some of the months. You need to switch, for example, here for the month's consumption, and you can choose some particular months to see a daily consumption. If you switch to year consumption, maybe we can see what happens every month, but this data is not enough. And from what we need, what we want to do, just see what happens, because the heating season and not heating season is a huge difference. But what we're doing now, there will be some snapshot, analyze it by the EI and by different tools, which give you the statistic, what exactly happens in your home, where you spend your money for energy, how is possible way in some tips how I can decrease the consumption, some comparable data with the similar appliances, and this is on the way. I think on the way mean until months and a half, until the free trial period, which is 3 months free trial period now, is finished. You have this information and you can see it. It's not only that's what we do. It's we also working on location services. What happens when you live in your home? We're coming to your home, but don't know. We test many. Also, for example, I test Samsung SmartThings location service, and there's something which is not so well. For example, if I have a location scenes, if I going out and lights is switching off, there is no matter is that there is somebody in the home. And if the wife, kids, or friends is in the home, the lights will be switched off, which is not good approach. And usually, this approach maybe is good for the garage opener or something, but not for so many things, especially if you don't live alone. What at the moment we do now is we will give first options customers to register more than one email to their accounts. With these emails, they can register their wife, kids, and everybody which is in the house, and then they can choose a scene when nobody is in the home, or there is somebody just one of them is coming, what happens, or if all of us in the home, what happens. But this, of course, it takes time. We don't put the coming soon because for us there is no ETA. Should be this year, but we cannot promise the exactly date to be released. And it's some of you maybe we will invite them to test this feature before to be a public. And one more which I want to show you at the end before answering a few questions, which is I see that there is a many questions already is coming. Part of it is the old questions, but anyway I will answer them. One I want to show you. There is some features which we're working for. It's not part of the premium. This is for everyone. And this one, the first most asking question, if I have 2 houses, or if I have a Shelly in my office and my house, how I can switch easily between the accounts. And I can show you. Still, you don't have this one. I have it because I tested at the moment. If you press on the right side of the button, you can see there is a profiles where you can log in on different accounts. And if you push, you can see that, for example, this is another house, which is here. Then I can choose the 3rd house, which is here. I can switch back to the house for which I make a presentation. And basically, there is up to, I think, limitation is 5 different accounts. You can switch between them very easily. You cannot make scenes between them, but you can switch very fast, and you don't need anymore to log out and log in, which take a time. Is not so good. This is something which we do. The next one, I think maybe you see when when I start to create a scene, but I will show you. Where is this scene which I make it in the garden? There is a weather scene, and here there's one special option in the scene. It's not part of the condition; it's part of the action. There you can play, you can run another scene based of the results of the another. We connect scenes to others at the moment, and you can decide if something happens, one scene to be enabled, or if something happens, something to be disabled. When one scenes have a result which is the negative or positive, then you can run another scene depending on the results of the first scenes. And there is many things which we combine at the moment, and that will be for everybody. Just because this is a WhatsApp, that's in our first test. Even we know that is danger. We just whooping the scenes, and then everything is going crazy. This is at the moment the main reason to not release it, because we want to be sure that by customers' mistakes, you or somebody can whoop the account, and then you need to call our support, and that's, yeah, it's take time. Also, I tell you what happens now. We will give also options to make not only to share the device, but to share the whole account, and then to choose what kind of the access to give to the guests or kids. Maybe they can just manage the devices and make a simple manage on and off. For somebody, maybe you can give access also to change the settings of the devices. But this is something which we are working for. And yeah, this is continuous development. It's a lot. If you see our wine, especially for the app and our pipeline, it's a huge. And there is a many things and features which we're working. And we're working very closely what you ask us in Facebook and different groups. And slowly implement all features, because this is a really huge system at the moment. And we need to change it very carefully, because, okay, to be honest, it's close to 2 million households using the Shelly devices, and we do everything and test everything very careful, because we don't anyhow to bother you and to stop the automation or access to your home from the cloud. Okay, and it's I can say, okay, thank you, and now I'm ready, and I'll see the questions which you asked me during the stream, and to try to answer more of them. Okay, now is the Q&A session. During the stream, my colleagues help me to combine the questions. There is not so many questions, but I'll try to answer to all of them. One of the questions is, what about the app, the new design? The design which I show is from the new application. And well, the button, but I want to show you about the just a screen capture. Yeah, this is the screen capture, but there is nothing. Yeah, it's very important that you must install Shelly Smart Control application. Is not the old one, Shelly Cloud. It's a Shelly Smart Control, because only Shelly Smart Control support all new devices. This is the new this is the new application which I show you, and if you want to open from the web, it's a control.shelly.com or control.shelly.cloud, and it's available now. But that's really important to know that only from this application we can use it. And also, because this is on the beta stage for a long time, now it's not anymore beta, and in next month, or sure from September, we will stop completely the old application, and from tomorrow we will start receiving notification for everyone which using the Shelly Cloud application that need to install Shelly Smart Control app. And this is something which you need to know. And this is about the new design. Yeah. The second one, which I see the question is it possible to delete data from device? A power measurement without call to the support. Yes, that's possible. We work on that without factory reset. You will be able to do that in the future. We didn't do that because by mistake, you cannot imagine how many people just forget delete their accounts accidentally, and they ask us to restore the accounts, which is not possible after. I mean, if you delete the data by request, and if you delete data accidentally, then there is no way this data to be restored anymore in your account. This is one of the reasons not to do that. And especially if you have different accounts, one house from your office, accounts for the home or for the holiday home, the country house, for example. Yes, the subscription is per account. You need a separate account, separate premium services, because these accounts cannot be combined. Also, one more question which I see. Okay, of course, question about the HomeKit. HomeKit coming with Matter. Matter, we're working very extensively about the Matter, and the Matter will be support. But don't expect that more similar services with Matter. It's far away, and also from the Alexa root line or Google scenes. It's far away from what we show and the complexity of the scenes. Maybe we can make a different just a presentation to show how powerful is the Shelly scenes. And how many things you can do with them. But yeah, it's something about the lifetime offer. No, at the moment we don't think about that. There is no lifetime offer, unfortunately, for the account. And it could be in the future, but the moment this is, we don't offer such a solution. Yeah, let's check that there is other questions. About the possibility to create an offline Shelly server. A year ago we think about that. 2 years ago we think about that. To move, to build a server or options to install the server at your home. Unfortunately, this project, the moment we stop it, because there is many options. There is a home assistant, there is other options for the offline servers, and it is not easy to, we need a separate team at the moment we are not ready with that. Maybe in the future we can do some home-based server for your devices, but anyhow this server should be connected to the internet and is good backup to be somewhere, because if something happens then you have a single point of failure. There is a server, and if it stops it, you probably will lose all data from your account. What about is there a limit to the number of the devices in one account? The account at the moment, I have in my account, in my house, I have 256 devices. In our office, we have above 500 devices in the office. Probably up to 1,000 devices will be okay. For over 1,000 devices, we never tested, but I think then it's not the account itself. It's because your phone or your PC need to render all devices all the time. And this will take you need really powerful PC or mobile phone to control 1,000 devices, and the limitation is coming from there, is not from our side. Shared devices scenes, yeah, 2 times people ask about that. It's not possible. Even with Premium or no, it's not possible, and I will tell you why. At the moment, this is 2 million accounts. Is hosted or over 100 servers, and every week we add more 2 servers at the moment, which will handle the new customers. And every customer is hosted on different server, and all devices there on the same server. If you share the account, and this account is another server, for us, unfortunately, such an automation between the servers currently is not possible. It's not possible, and it's limited by connection and by traffic. And this is something which cannot be solved to use the shared devices to create a scenes, even for triggers or actuators. Unfortunately, it is not so easy. It's not possible because of the infrastructure. And at the moment, we didn't plan to do that. Okay, and it's yeah. I think there is no more questions. I hope I answered to all of them. Sure, I'm sure that there is a questions related with the new device, but I tell you, it's not the day for the new devices. Next broadcast, I will tell you from now, will be 31st of August, and that's broadcast will for the new devices. And for some devices which you're asking for a long time, and I also show you that the next stream for 31st of August, I will waiting you there, and to present you the whole set of the new devices, which probably you will see on the next day in live in IFA Berlin, because we will have a huge booth there, which everyone is invited to come to see the new devices and to talk with our team, to ask questions. Yeah, that's all. And thank you very much. Have a good evening. Bye.